I'm Laura.
And I'm Jessica.
We're two moms from Colorado doing the best we can not to mess up our kids too badly or rip out too much of our hair. We started this podcast back in 2018 as a way to get together and just talk about being moms, venting and sharing funny stories.
We try really hard not to be preachy or give out advice. We just want to talk. However, we don't mind sharing your advice and we love sharing your stories. So send those emails to theparentmemoirs@yahoo.com.
I'm Laura, and I've been married to George since 2009, and I have two sons, TJ, who was born in 2013, and Nathan, who we adopted in 2016 when he was 17 years old.
I'm Jessica, and I have been married to Mike since 2010. I have three daughters. I have Gabriella, who was born in 2007, Olivia, who was born in 2012, Amelia, who was born in 2014, and last but certainly not least, we have our son Liam, who was born in 2015.
Now that you have a lay of the land, let the madness begin. Love your faces.
Keep it sane.
What? It's time for the parent memoirs. I told Tanya this. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to assign you guys to be my recorder double checker. So if it does not say stop at the bottom or recording at the bottom, please let me know. My God.
Yes. It says recording.
Welcome to another episode of the Parent Memoirs, day 9,842 in quarantine. I'm Lara Mack, sending out a message for help.
And this is Jessica James. We're here. We're hanging on.
We are. By the skin of our fucking teeth.
Right?
We are hanging on. Oh my God. So goddamn tired. I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine how tired you are. Do you get any, I get breaks. Like, my mother-in-law and father-in-law will take the kid, for a day or two. Give me a break. I'm getting him, as soon as we're done recording, I'm getting him back. He's been over there since Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday night. So I had Friday and Saturday, and just to
That's
recharge.
Nice.
Are you getting anything like that? Or can you? Because I am getting concerned about you.
No, I have no breaks.
Can the in-laws take them for just a smidge?
Well, honestly, they can't because, Mark still goes out and runs errands and, he's been going to Lowe's and stuff because they're trying to remodel their master bathroom. And, because I think it's been maybe a year or so that their bathtub got broken. And so all they've had is like this, their little small stand-up shower. And Susie loves taking baths. So they've been really inclined to get this bathroom done. And, well, now is a good time to get it done since you're stuck at home anyways. And, but no, I, even throughout the night, they still pester me. So.
Sorry, I'm sure Jessica was just looking at me and my eyes just got like, first of all, I'm wearing my reading glasses, which make my eyes look bigger in general. And then my eyes just kind of exploded when you said they're bugging you all night. And I'm just like, oh my God.
I know. You see my hair right now. It's like.
Can we put padlocks on the door?
No. We can't. They would just sit and scream.
Beat on the door.
And beat on the door. And so that's probably not a good idea. But I do have a funny story for you. Because we didn't get to it last time.
I am ready.
So, all right. So here's my update with the "That's What She Said" joke.
Uh-oh.
So
I'm concerned.
So a couple weeks ago, Gabriella was sitting in her chair doing some homework or something, and she just kind of pipes up and she's like, "Mom, I don't get that joke that you and Mima use all the time, the whole, that's what she said thing." And all the kids at school, they say it all the time. And I just feel so left out because I have no idea what they're talking about. She's like, can you explain it to me? You know, and she'll be 13
I wish y'all
this
could
year.
see my face right now. I'm just like, I'm terrified. I have my like hands over, like I'm just like, oh no, what's coming? It's like I'm watching a horror movie. Sorry, continue. I'm gonna close my eyes.
It's okay. You're fine. You're fine. And we've had some sex talks and stuff, so I don't feel too terrible about explaining this, to her. And so I tell her, I'm like, well, it's like a sex joke, honey. And she's like, well, I don't get it. How would that be a sex joke? And I said, okay, well, let's say that, you're standing around eating a piece of licorice and somebody walks up to you and they say, my, that's a limp piece of licorice you got there. And then you could pipe back and say, well, that's what he said, or that's what she said, whichever response is appropriate. And it was amazing because her face just like instantly turned like lobster red and she was so embarrassed, but she thought it was so funny. And so like a couple nights after that, I was, heating up leftovers for dinner and it was spaghetti and meatballs. And I'm stirring the food as she's just, like staring at it, salivating. And I'm stirring the meatballs. And I was like, would you like to eat one of these balls? And she said, that's what he said. And I gave her this big old hug. And I was like, oh, you get it. I'm so proud of you.
Yay! God, they're getting so big. The thought of little Gabriella making a that's what he said joke or that's what she said joke. Right? You know what? Oh my God. My sister, see, between Gabriella and Lucas, I'm about to shoot myself right now. Because to me, there's still, like, Gabriella, like, so when we all became friends, like, Sophia was, or Tanya's Sophia, daughter Sophia. She was already here. She was like 5 or 6. Like, always kind of felt like Gabby was like the first baby of the group. Not quite, but like Carly already had Monkey, and I don't know. Maybe it's just they all feel like our kids. I don't know why. I always kind of look at your kids like, I tell TJ, you're Aunt Jessica. You know what I mean? Like we are that family. So the thought of them being old enough, our babies, old enough to make a that's what she said joke. Here's the thing. My sister posted on Facebook that she measured Lucas. Do you know how tall I am?
I don't. Short.
Thank you. I will take short. I like being short. I'm somewhere between like 5'4", 5'5".
Okay.
Lucas, my baby, my first nephew, is 5'9".
Holy shit, he's the same height as me.
Thank you. He's 13.
God.
He is 13. Yeah. Like, wait a minute. He's not even 13.
No.
He's not 13 for another 2 weeks. He's still 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy fucking fuck balls.
Yeah. Gabby's in like the 5 foot range somewhere. She comes up to my shoulder.
Yes, Gabby is getting tall. She's getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know it's crazy. They're all growing up so fast. My little Amelia turned 6 yesterday.
Oh.
So that was an interesting.
So now her and TJ are the same age.
Aw, see? It's just destiny. They're just meant to be.
So here's what we did for TJ's new room, because he did have the big Jeep bed.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff, but now we have graduated onto Minecraft.
Yes.
So we got rid of the Jeep bed, which was very sad, but we did. It went to a very nice couple.
Good.
He loved that damn bed. Oh my God, he loved that bed. But got him a new one, and we redid the whole room in Minecraft theme, and I'll take a little video of it because I put some skills, not really skills to the test, but more like it was very tedious of just painting all of these little squares. I painted all these Minecraft characters and things all over this room. It's crazy.
Nice.
And then what I did was I took, because Minecraft is all squares, I took little cork board things, like squares, that I
Mm-hmm.
got on Amazon with a sticky back.
Yeah.
I stuck them all over the
Yeah.
wall. So it looks like the brown squares in Minecraft.
Right.
So basically, I printed off like tons of pictures of him with
Yeah.
us, him with the grandparents, and all the pictures I took that day, like with the
Yeah.
girls. And there's a picture of the two of them, like
Yeah.
just kind of with his. They look like the younger version of like the captain of the football team and the cheerleader. Like with this, the way he's got his arm around her. I
Yeah.
think I posted it and tagged you. It's just the way he's
Yeah.
got his arm around her. It really just reminds me of that, and it's so goddamn cute.
It is.
All
They are
right,
pretty
so
cute together.
our kids are getting. Oh, let me tell you one quick. That's what she said
Yeah.
story. This is
Okay.
way young. So I'm not sure if I've talked about this on this show, but oh my god, you would love this. Oh my god. I've talked about my friend Amy from high school. She's
Yeah.
awesome. She's amazing. Love her to death. She reminds me a
Yes.
lot of you.
Nice.
You honestly could be twins. And she lives like right down the street from you. I don't know.
Oh, really?
She started up this is what, and this is once again my wonderful mother. My mother is very like, my mother was born a cookie bacon grandma. But
Yes.
my mother is also very open-minded and very like, she'll make a dirty joke and it's a million times funnier because you don't expect it coming out of her mouth, right?
Right.
So Amy got into cookie decorating, like
Yes.
hardcore into cookie decorating.
Phenomenal. I
Right?
love her cookies.
See? So you've seen it, right?
Well, yeah, because I follow her on Instagram now because ever since you guys posted the Pennywise cookies, I was like, oh my God.
See, I'm telling you, you and her could be fucking twins. I swear to God, you really could be. So for those of you who haven't listened to Q as in Cucumber, she was debating starting up an Instagram page, and she put as a question on her Facebook page, which my mom and her are friends on Facebook, and she says, please tell me if, and she's very, Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs, like that is,
Oh, yeah.
Evil Dead, like it's that kind of vibe. This is not like,
Yeah.
your traditional cookies grandma made, right?
No.
Well, she puts on Facebook, okay, is this name of this Instagram page, like my handle, just a little too much, right? Did it cross the line? And she chose crumb, as in cookie crumb, on my face. Now, she
Right.
put it on there as a question, and my mother, my almost 70-year-old, blonde Mrs. Claus mom, I was like, because I'm sitting here going, no, I don't think it's too much. Rock it out. My
Right?
mother says, there's nothing better than crumb on my face.
Oh, God.
And I was like, that woman, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a grandmother. I just want you to know. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's Amy, right? And Amy and my mom, they love each other. It's so funny. Oh, my God. My whole family just adores Amy. Because once again, Amy's tattooed, piercings, the whole nine. And my mom is just always like, I just love all her little tattoos. She's just such a little individual. Like, that's just my mom. And they get along great. It's fucking hilarious. But anyway, so Amy, that's kind of Amy's vibe. Well, she had her son, Gage. And I think Gage was like 4, maybe. And
Okay.
she calls me literally from the parking lot of the grocery store, and she's like, you are never gonna fucking believe it. I was like, what? She was like, Gage just made his first "that's what she said" joke. I was like, at 4? She was like, I guess we say it more than we thought we did. I was like, what happened?
I'm going to show you my big, long snake. It's huge.
Yes, it's a huge snake.
That's what she said.
Take your huge snake out, guys. Come on. Leave me
alone, please. That's definitely what she said.
Right.
Totally leaving that whole thing in right there. You know that? Oh my God, that was hilarious. That was kind of good timing, actually. I got to give them credit for that one.
Yeah.
So apparently they were like walking through the frozen food aisle, and they got to that section of the frozen food aisle that gives you like, it's not just, 10 frozen pizzas in the box, or 3 frozen pizzas in a box, it's 10, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what they call that section, but Amy said her husband held up this bag, and she was like, I think that's too big. And 4 years old, he just flat out just shot right out of his mouth. That's what but he tagged it up. He didn't just say that's what she said. He said, that's what she said, mommy.
That's awesome.
So not only did he use it, he used it right.
Right. That's important.
Which is pretty fucking funny. So
that is
anyway.
that's awesome for 4 years old.
Okay, I want to ask you one more question. I do want to know one thing. Are you the only person, I would assume, on this planet who has not watched the Tiger King documentary?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Do I need to? Yes. Okay.
Yes. You
okay.
do. Are you aware of it?
Yeah. No, I'm aware of it. I became aware of it seeing you and John and Tanya and did I say Janya? You and John and Tanya.
No, you said John and Tanya.
Okay.
You're okay.
I saw them kind of bantering back and forth on Facebook about it. And then, of course, when I went to go get on Netflix after that, it's, in the main header bar. So I've seen it and I've watched the trailer for it, but I haven't actually watched it.
It is the most watched documentary in all of human history at this point.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And I will save you time. Okay. You can watch the episodes. Don't even watch a full one. Okay, here's how crazy this documentary is. There are 7 episodes.
Okay.
George, we watched 1 and we had time. But George was like, I can't watch another one. I'm in sensory overload. And we watched the next episode the next day, and he was like, I can't take more than 1. There's just every few seconds something happens that you're like, wait, what? What just happened? What the fuck was that? What did you say? Holy fuck. George literally got through 2.5 of the 7 episodes and said, you can watch the rest on your own. I'm going to go home, or I'm going to just go read an article. Like, he's obsessed with it, but he hasn't seen the rest of it. He just read articles because it overloaded his brain. It was so goddamn funny. I'll save you time. There's also a podcast and stuff. Tanya and I broke this shit down. I'm going to put it out next week. Watch it. I'm telling you, it will crack your ass up because they just say things that you're like, and all of these people, they're all terrible people. Or at least they're all people who've done some really terrible fucking things, right? There's a throuple, 3 married guys, 2 of whom aren't gay. They're sucking dick for meth, which is pretty entertaining. I'm telling you.
Oh, God.
There's a guy who rides an elephant who thinks he's God. There's people just kind of confessing to murder a little bit in a weird way. They all think that if they keep talking, they will convince you that they are right. They all think that. So they keep talking and saying things that you're like at one point, the Tiger King says that, he thinks that somebody put cologne on his shoes to attract this tiger. That basically, while he was filming a video, the tiger comes up and he's sniffing his shoes. And for some reason, he was fascinated by his shoes. And he just kept sniffing them. And eventually, he fucking took him down. He just bites onto his shoe and drags him across and it's all on film. And nobody does anything to help him. It's all on film, right? Eventually, he has to pull out his gun and shoot it, kind of not shoot him, but toward him or her, whatever, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. And he claims somebody put he's this, you have to listen to him. Somebody put cologne on my shoes to make this animal attack me. Me. It's retarded, first of all, but okay. But then another lady who he's in a fight with, she says, if you were gonna try to kill someone that way, you wouldn't put cologne on their shoes. You'd put something like sardine oil, something that the cat wants to actually eat. And I'm like, bitch, what you basically just said is, That's so stupid. That's not the way you kill someone. Here's how you kill someone. What the fuck? But they keep talking because
Right.
they think
Yeah.
they're right. They all do it. The guy riding the elephant, he has a whole rant about hitmen and how much they cost. That you're like, why do you know this? Like, care to share some more?
Right.
Just a little bit? Like, I'm telling you, girl, it will
Okay.
help you. It will be your escape. Okay? You don't even have, like I said, sensory overload. Watch like 15 minutes and then go to bed. Or watch 15 minutes when you first get up and it'll crack your ass up. It is well worth the time. All right.
Sounds good.
There you go. All right. So we need to do a Gannon update and a little bit of a Lori Vallow update. I will say, I don't think those kids for Lori Vallow, I don't think they're dead. I really don't.
No?
Which is why I actually named, because I would not have done this if I thought she actually killed them, right? I named the last episode where we talked about her,
Yes.
the Deathly Vallow.
Yes.
And apparently somebody on YouTube didn't appreciate it, but another person, let's take a look here. This is from Jordan. She commented a week ago, says, it's 3 a.m. and I just woke up my partner. I just woke my partner up laughing at this chef kiss of a video title. So basically she was like, mwah.
Okay, see, now I get it. Because I had seen that. Because I was on YouTube the other day and your stuff popped, or sorry, I guess I should say our stuff popped up. And I saw that comment on it and I was like, I don't get it.
That's what I had to look it up. I'm not even gonna try. I was like, what does that mean? So thank you, Jordan, for the confusion, but we appreciate it. That was so funny. I was like, oh my God. I don't think she killed him. I really do think they're very convinced they're only charging her with abandoning them. I really think she gave them to someone to exorcise a demon. I think and they don't want to give it up because they think this is going to save their soul for the rapture. Like, that's seems to be what they believe. But a couple little updates. Basically, she keeps trying to get her bail reduced. She's being investigated for the murder of her fifth husband's ex-wife. She's being investigated for the death of her ex-husband. There's a little bit of an update on the ex-husband that her brother shot. Apparently, there's an email. Excuse me. Apparently, there's an email that her ex-husband sent to his life insurance company saying, hey, someone tried to add a PIN onto my account. Basically, what it sounds like is he thought that she tried to add a PIN onto his account to where he wouldn't be able to access it and take her off as the beneficiary.
Okay.
So he sent this email. I did not request this. I am not asking for this. This is my ex-wife, etc., etc. Like, it freaked him the fuck out. Like, it just does. The whole thing doesn't look good. But I keep trying. I keep Googling, but I can't. I don't really have the time to dig as much as I'd like to. I keep trying to find out what happened to the first 3 husbands.
Right.
Apparently, one of them died of a heart attack.
Huh.
Now, I don't know which number husband it was, or if they were already divorced, because they called him her ex-husband. So I don't know if they were divorced as well. But apparently that happened in 2018. So I'm like, okay. I don't know. It's a very suspicious. Like, this really feels like a Black Widow situation on kind of an intense level.
Right.
But I don't think those kids are dead. I really don't. I've changed my mind. I really thought she had, but the fact that the cops are like, no, they're only charging her with abandoning them. They're like, we believe they are alive. There's something that is telling them that they are alive.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed they find them
Yeah.
quickly, because
Right.
I can't even imagine what somebody might be doing to them trying to excise a demon or a slug
Right.
or a worm, which are the three things that apparently they think it could be.
Right.
All right. So we tried to, this
know.
is April 19th. 2 weeks ago, we had tried to record the affidavit of the arrest affidavit for Letitia Stauch, who is currently being accused of murdering her stepson, Gannon
Right.
Stauch. And it's a case that we have been following. It leaked, and whoa, it's quite a humdinger. So we tried to go through it, but honestly, it was
Right.
just so much we couldn't really do it.
Yeah,
So we
it's
just
crazy.
stopped, and we're gonna do it now. All right, so the timeline is kind of funky. So before we go into it, basically, here's what you got to know. And there's no way to tell this as a continual story, because it's just, she's told so many different versions of the story that it's impossible. Like, we have no clue. We're going to have to wait for a book to come out, or maybe we'll write a book. I don't know at this point. Jesus, there's a good point. Oh my God. It's just,
Or a Lifetime
she
movie.
changed. So basically, before we go into this, please understand that first, at different points, she claimed that Gannon ran away. Then she changed her story, saying that someone broke into her house and raped her and knocked her out and took Gannon. Then the story changed that she went to Petco or something, and
Right.
somebody followed her home, or somebody. Then she changed it to somebody she met at Petco. Was like, she met at Petco, was stalking her and laid in front of her car so she wouldn't run him over, and then jumped into her car and forced her home and all this stuff. Like, it's just, she's a little nuts. Now, that's first thing. Second thing, this woman does not know how to Google, or something is just wrong with her. I don't know what it is.
No.
She's putting in statements, and we'll get there. She's putting in statements into Google as if Google is going to respond like a friend, which is kind of a sign, a little bit. Okay.
Right.
So
Bizarre.
we'll get this started. So she also was clearly having issues with hubby, Gannon's father. And that's evident
Yes.
in the Google searches. So here we go. January 25th to January 29th. Letitia viewed websites associated with jobs and apartments in Los Angeles, California, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Pensacola. She also visited a cost calculating moving website. So she had all of these deleted Google searches, which clearly she tried to kind of hide it, basically. Like, most people don't delete their Google searches unless they're having like a tech issue. At least I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't usually ever delete mine either.
So here are some of the Google searches. This is absolutely bonkers. Find real military singles. Okay. Already trying to latch on, it seems like. Like,
Yeah.
this is clearly one of those women that's like, what did they used to call them? Women who only want to date cops. What do they call it? Badge bunnies. That's what they call them. I wonder what they call women who only want to date military guys. I wonder if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll Google that later. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it says parenting should be 4 people, not 1. What do you expect Google to say to that? I'm overdoing all the work for my, like, all of these are statements. These are not Google, like, or statements or questions, like, or just accusatory things, like she's yelling at Google. I really want to know Every time I say Google, it comes up with like the Google Help thing on my phone. Like, how can I help you? Speaking of that, so I get this new phone because my phone just started glitching out, and they're like, I was working with tech support. It was driving me bonkers. I couldn't use stuff. It took forever. Finally, I just broke down, got a new phone, right? Well, I'm doing this transfer thing that they do now between the two phones. And I can't remember what it was, but I said something. I think I said something in relation to Google, and I'm holding my new phone looking at it, and my old phone is sitting on the dresser right next to me, and it says, "Hello, what can I do for the nicest person I know?" And I was like, "Oh, now you want to do something for me." That phone, I swear to fucking God, I've had that phone for like 2-3 years. It has never said that. Ever. That was a fucking first. I was like, now that I'm getting a new phone, really?
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I thought that was interesting. I was like, do you think it knows?
Right.
Like, but I mean, I don't know if she expects it to commiserate with her or apologize. I don't know. She's like, if you aren't involved in your kid's life, you're shitty. This one I thought was weird. I wonder if my husband's ex-wife is sending me a Valentine's card since I raise her kids. What?
I don't know.
Some of these were really fun. Find me a rich guy who wants me to take care of his kids. So basically, like, I'm overdoing this, taking care of somebody's kids for somebody who's poor.
Right.
Or at least not well off.
Right.
Like, the ones that I thought were funny, though, were the ones that I think it's probably in this. Yeah, I think it's in the second one you sent me. Hold on. This is hilarious. Then it was, I feel like I'm a nanny, not a stepmom. My husband uses me to babysit his kids. This I thought was odd. Are there any free money to move away from bad situation?
Yeah.
Are there any free money?
Yeah.
I speak English good.
Right.
My husband never posts about me, but does everything else. Once again, that's not a Google search. That's a statement.
Right.
This one, I almost pissed myself because I sent my husband sexual messages and he ignores them. That's so sad. Considering what I know in general about men, like, and how kind of they're always down.
Yeah.
If they're ignoring your message, like,
yeah,
that's bad, honey. That's bad.
Right.
I don't think it was worth killing your husband's kid for.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Good God. So they're just these completely erratic Google searches that you're just like, what in the serious fuck is happening here? So at one point,
yeah, and they just like jump all over the place.
It's completely erratic. Like you can tell something mental. Obviously, something mentally is fucking wrong from what we believe she did, but something's up. But at one point in the Google searches, she starts Googling that her son burned the carpet. Why you would include that? You included that in the Google search because you were mad about it. You would just Google how to fix burned carpet or how to clean burned carpet or clean carpet. I've done it. Like I had some candle wax fall onto the carpet, like, and I couldn't figure out how to clean it up.
Right.
I Googled it. I did not include I accidentally blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like she only included the son part because she was pissed. And honestly, I feel like that when you throw that in the mix of all these other Google searches,
yeah,
I have a feeling that was just like a last fucking straw. I mean, it seems like it might have been. Like all of this could have just been over that.
Well, and that's, and I know that we've talked about that before. Like this was, definitely feels like a rage incident, and him burning the carpet with the candle was just like the last straw.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So she's doing all these crazy Google searches. On Sunday, January 26th, Letitia says she met the alleged rapist. Not Eduardo, it's Eguardo. near the construction site. Police believe the story was fictional. She claims Gannon knocked over a candle and burned the carpet. She called Eduardo to fix it and gave him the garage code, and he said he would fix it the next day. So you met some random man at a construction site, and your son burned a carpet, and he was the first person you thought of to just pretty much hand a set of keys over to your house to come fix? Okay. Letitia claims Gannon is up most of Sunday night, into Monday morning with stomach problems. Now, apparently she had been texting with her husband and basically said, because she had I guess she was like in orientation for this new job that she got to work at a school.
Yeah. I know.
A school in my district, in District 20.
Right.
Like, not my school, but
right.
hell. And I don't blame District 20 for this. I mean, how the fuck could you know this? So, and if you're listening to this and you haven't listened before, take a listen to our previous episodes, and we're not re-going over this case every episode. It's a little bonkers. But basically she told her husband that she was going to make up an excuse to not have to go to work. And her excuse was that she told them her stepdad was killed after being hit by a car and she wouldn't be into work. It's quite the excuse.
Right.
And it definitely feels like a one-time use only excuse. So Gannon stayed home from school, and they believe that he was likely alive the morning of the 27th. Now, this is odd, 8:13 to somewhere between 8:13 and 8:17, Letitia takes pictures on her cell phone of Gannon sleeping in bed. Now, I assume she took those. I'm going to assume good intent. I would bet that she took those for just sending to his father to be like, okay, he's finally sleeping.
Yeah.
Like he's feeling like maybe if he was up all night with stomach problems.
Right.
Maybe he was finally feeling better.
Yeah.
You know, his father was off at like basic or something. He was off on some sort of training exercise because he is in the military. Now at 10:16, neighbor surveillance video shows Nissan Frontier with Letitia and presumably Gannon leaving the residence. Now, we had the assumption that because it doesn't look like he comes back with her later.
Right.
But they say that he did. I have a feeling he got out of the truck on the other side and you just can't see him because of the angle. But that video still proves that her timeline of when he left and when, that proves right there that it's
right.
Her story's just already a lie because that blows what she said happened away. Because during that time that she said that he had just left.
Right.
Like he was really with her. Then a text was at 10:37 a.m. A text was sent from Gannon's phone to Harley, which is his older sister. Tisha left the phone at home. If you need her, text me. Then at 12:06, Al Stauch, which is his father, sends him a text message and says, "Hey, buddy, during this time, Letitia travels to Petco on North Nevada." Why you would go to Petco all the way up on North Nevada from your neighborhood, I have no idea.
Right.
There are Petcos way closer. I have no clue. At 11:22, Letitia completes her purchase. Gannon is not seen on the surveillance video from the store. Gannon's phone responds to the text from Al where he said, "Hey, buddy," at 1:21 p.m. Then, "Can I play Zelda, at least?" Al replies, "Not today." Letitia makes another purchase at Petco on North Nevada later that afternoon. What the fuck is up with these Petco? Like, I don't get it. Then at 1:43 p.m., Gannon's phone searches, "Can my parent find my cell phone if it's off?" Detectives believe Letitia wrote this. At that point, I mean, I would think that they think he's dead, or at least going to be. Because at 12:14, investigators believe Gannon was murdered by Letitia, So basically, at this point, investigators believe Gannon was murdered
Right.
by Letitia after this timestamp at his residence, more specifically in the bedroom. Now, apparently, that picture that she took in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
that with him like sleeping,
Right.
later, the sheets are changed.
Right.
And the bed is apparently pushed against the wall, which was kind of a giveaway. Like, okay, why did you do that? And apparently they found an inordinate amount of blood all over his bedroom, his mattress, blood soaked through the carpet and
Right.
stained the fucking concrete of the floor in his bedroom. Do you know how much, like, you
Yeah.
have to, like, that's a lot. And the splatter patterns, because basically, and we talked about this in
Right.
one of the episodes with, you know, the blunt instrument, the knife, the gun. They're like, there are splatter patterns consistent with using
Right.
a knife, a blunt instrument, and or a gun. Like, what did you do to this
Right.
kid? He's an 11-year-old little boy. He's not the Terminator. Like,
Right.
Jesus. Like, that just
Yeah.
feel like, looking at those Google searches, it just feels like a straight
Right.
up rage. Just a rage kill.
Right.
Okay. At 2:30, in an interview with detectives in February, Letitia tells that around 2:30 is when she was being raped by Eduardo, who apparently she's saying broke into her house. During this time, ADT motion sensors show movement between upstairs and downstairs. I don't know why this is included as part of the timeline. It's very just random. At 2:45, Letitia unlocks her phone. Okay, great. 3:15, Letitia claims this is the last time she saw Gannon leaving. Lena returns home from school, which apparently is his sister. Letitia tells her Gannon is asleep in her bedroom and instructs Lena to go outside and play. Detectives believe Letitia was cleaning up the blood during this time. Several texts, blah, blah, blah. 3:55, Al sends another message to Gannon's phone. Hey, buddy. The message wasn't read until 7:40 p.m. Detectives believe Gannon was already deceased. At 4:42, Harley arrives home. Letitia sends a text to Harley. At 4:52, Letitia sends a text to Harley asking her to pick up items from the store. Text reads, carpet powder, two things, baking soda and trash bags. Receipt shows the purchase of trash bags, baking soda, vinegar, and that happened at 5:14. It was later found in the Tiguan, Letitia's car. It's during this time detectives believe Letitia cleaned up the mess left by killing Gannon. On February 1st, detectives found blood presence in Gannon's bedroom, the hallway leading to the utility room from the bedroom, the utility room itself, the staircase leading upstairs, the pathway to the garage, and the garage area itself. So, like, there is just a fucking trail. It's not just in that room.
Right.
It is a fucking trail of blood. It's insane. At 6:55 is when Letitia calls 911 to report Gannon missing. On January 28th, the next day at 5:14 a.m., Letitia texts a babysitter and says, this happened after 3:30. We talked to him then and told to be home by 6. The sitter said someone posted he wasn't at school. And Letitia said he had to go to the doctor for his stomach, but he was here in the afternoon. The sitter said, where did he say he was at? And Letitia says, I honestly don't keep up with his friends.
Right? Okay.
Sounds great. Now, then it just gets really bizarre with just all the, I don't know why she's renting all of these cars. She's renting multiple cars. Do you know if there's, and I know you've been keeping up on this, do you know if there's an explanation for why she rented all of these fucking cars? I don't get it.
Not that I have seen, but I'm going to assume that it's going to have something to do with hiding what she did. Like, maybe she was trying to avoid contaminating her own vehicle. Maybe she was trying to avoid being tracked somehow.
Well, yeah, I would assume that,
Like,
but I
you
wasn't
know,
sure if anybody knew of what her excuse was for doing. Like, has
No.
it been released that she said, "Oh, I needed to rent a car for blah blah blah"?
No, nothing has come across that I've seen. Because I mean, it doesn't really make any sense if she owns her own car. Why she would need to rent so many different vehicles?
So basically, what ended up the rest of the timeline is basically her renting all these cars, taking them back, renting another one, and she took the cops are alleging she took the body and dumped it somewhere up in Douglas County, which is why
Right.
that Douglas County thing that cleared that up. Was because I think I had asked, like, why Douglas County?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Now
Right.
apparently they traced her cell phone to this very specific location out like under a bridge or something. They went there and they found a piece of like cardboard or something.
Particle board. Yeah, it was particle board. I believe it was.
That's what it was. And it had his DNA on it specifically. So it seems like that's where she dumped the body. Now her phone tracing is saying that she went back to that point or that place at one point. And then this affidavit does not say how, or it doesn't really go into details as far as getting the body there. But it seems pretty obvious, like she put him in a car and took off. Like,
right. Well, I think I remember seeing something that she basically, oh, I don't know. I got the oh, Jesus. I got the feeling it was saying something like she had put him in a box or something, and that's how the particle board was coming into play.
Yeah.
Because she used something with particle board to wrap him up to take his body to Douglas County to dump him.
Well, what one article I read was they believe that when she picked up Al, his father, from like the next day, after he had been reported missing and all that, they believe he was in the trunk.
That's horrible.
I can't even imagine. I really can't. It's just gross. It's all gross. And just getting to kind of understand, like, I was talking to Tanya about it and she was like, I bet she's trying to go, like, all these different stories. Like, and I think you and I might have even talked about it. All these, I was raped and this person followed me from Petco and all this shit. Like, maybe trying to set up an insanity defense. Like,
right.
I don't know. Maybe.
I sure hope not.
I mean, she can claim it all she wants, but
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was the same feeling that Mike and I got when we first read this affidavit that was posted online. That was the exact thought that we had, and I sure hope not. But
I'm sure she'll try
possible.
it because that's really her only defense. That is quite literally going to be her only defense. Like,
yeah,
I don't really see any updates yet beyond that.
No,
but
yeah, when I looked yesterday, I didn't see any updates since since April 4th. Yeah. But I did after seeing everything that's come out since these last updates. Of course, through Google, it brought up her interview that she did. The one that we talked about, like in this very first, situation. Did you ever have a chance to watch that interview?
No.
And so I watched it again.
I think I saw like a little clip of it. Isn't she like facing away from the camera? She's not even looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I saw a little clip
of it. It is like the most bizarre interview, because the entire time that she's doing this interview with this gentleman, all you see is the back of her head. For whatever reason, she won't look at the camera. When she brings her daughter Harley over, Harley doesn't look at the camera. Like, both of them are with their back, and it's just it's so interesting now to listen to her talk about this situation and to hear how much focus and emphasis she puts on how she is going to expect an apology from everybody who has basically accused her of doing any harm to Gannon. And how, like, even in the news anchor at the end of the video or at the end of the interview asked her, you know, if you had, you know, one thing to say to Gannon, you know, what would it be? And she started it out saying something like, you know, we miss you, we love you, you know, basically we want you to come home. But then, of course, she said, I can't wait for you to come home so that people can give me the apology they owe me. So that's like her primary focus.
And you know what? When you link that back to the Google searches, it very much is
Right.
her. It does feel like a victim complex. Like, I'm the only one taking care of him. His mother doesn't do anything. His father doesn't, you know, he treats me like a babysitter. But it's very much this victim thing she's
Right.
got going on. And it's crazy how she just, I will say, even I don't think she'll be able to get off claiming she was insane, because I don't think she was insane. I do think mentally ill, yes, that is not the same as insane.
Right.
She is some kind of fucked up. Like, there's some serious narcissistic tendencies going on there. Like, that's bonkers.
With as much as I'm not looking forward to, like, hearing this trial and stuff, like, I'm curious just to see, like, the information that's going to be released and what she's going to have to say about it.
I think she's going to take a plea.
You think so?
I think her lawyers are going to tell her to take a plea.
Because then there wouldn't be any trial.
Right. But we'll still get the details.
Yeah.
Like, we'll still know. Because she will have to get up. To take a plea, you have to get up and tell the judge exactly what you did.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's why there's videos of BTK,
the
serial killer, which BTK standing up and talking about all the people he murdered and how he did it in such a very nonchalant, you know. So I picked her up and I masturbated over her and ejaculated on her, and then I strangled her, and then I hung her up from the ceiling, and then I left and went home. Like, Jesus, holy fuck. And that is not a direct quote, but that's literally how it comes across. Like, the BTK confession is fucking off the wall.
Yeah.
Bonkers as hell. But yeah, I honestly believe her lawyers, looking at the evidence, will try to get some kind of plea that probably takes the death penalty off the table.
Yeah.
That will be it.
Yeah.
Like, you go to prison for life and we don't murder your ass.
Right. Yeah, I was just going to ask you, if she takes a plea, does that take the death penalty off the table?
Nobody pleads with the death penalty.
Yeah.
You plead and get life in prison.
Right.
If the death penalty is on the table.
Right.
Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, And honestly, looking at this case, it is highly likely she would get the death penalty. And you get one parent on that jury, she's getting a needle in her arm.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, at least from what we're seeing so far.
Right. So I wonder if anything's going to come out as far as, like, accomplices. Like, if her daughter Harley went out and bought her these items to assist her with cleaning up, like, does that make her daughter an accomplice to this situation?
If she knew, yes. But I honestly don't. I don't believe that. Reading through it, here's why I don't believe so. Because she is still relatively young.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like if I said to George, I want you to go out and get me X, Y, and Z, cleaning products.
Right.
George is going to ask me why. Nathan isn't going to ask me. Nathan's 22 and he still wouldn't ask me. Like, your mom tells you to do this, you're just going to do it.
Right.
And quite frankly, most parents don't, at least I don't feel a need to give an explanation to my kids. I think it's just a mindset.
Right.
You're like, you're my kid, you're going to do it because I told you to do it.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
But I mean, I mean, if she did know, I have a feeling she probably was just like, if it were me looking at the situation during that interview, this is only from the standpoint of at the period of time when that interview happened, she probably was putting two and two together a little bit and was scared fucking shitless, because as a teenager, what you just said, you don't know as a teenager if you wouldn't be charged with a crime.
Right.
Like, I bet she was scared fucking shitless. First of all, scared shitless of what the fuck her mom would do. And second, scared shitless that she could get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, plus, her stepdad is not her dad. There may not be that level of trust. Like, if it was me and my mom, I would go straight to my dad.
Right.
Like, in a fucking hot second.
Yeah.
But...
Right.
I just don't know. I don't know. We'll keep following it. And yeah, I read through that affidavit and it was just shocking. And everybody, I'll post a link to the one that we were going off of, because it goes into, okay, on this day, she said that Eduardo, who she met at a construction site, broke in and raped her.
Right.
Then on the next day, she came in and said that no, she actually met Eduardo at Petco.
Right.
And he followed her home.
Right.
And then the next day, no. She met Eduardo at Petco and he followed her home and then jumped out of his car and laid in front of it.
Right.
In front of her car to make her stop so she wouldn't run over him. And then he leaped up and jumped in the car and held her at gunpoint and took her home. And I mean, all these bonkers ass stories that you're just like...
Right. And yet...
I encourage everybody to read through the affidavit. It's crazy.
Right. And yet...
And how much legwork. When you had said... Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm so
No, it's
sorry.
okay.
But you had said, like, there are over 100 search warrants, and I couldn't figure that out. Reading through this, I'm like... Oh, because they pretty much needed a search warrant for every day, every message, because, you know, some things might be considered privileged communication between husband and wife. You don't fucking know. Like, all of this stuff, like, that 100 search warrant thing makes a lot more fucking sense. Sorry.
Right. No, that's okay. I was just going to say that it's interesting that, you know, that she tries to go with these rape allegations and why she wouldn't just have called the police immediately after this happened. And also, if she was going to even attempt to go with that story, why the hell did she deny getting a rape kit?
Yep, that's also in the timeline.
Right. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say you were raped to the police when you know that you're going to have to, you know, go to the hospital and get checked out for it?
It's just bonkers, but we'll keep following it. Okay, so we will keep following the Gannon Stauch thing. I think Lori Vallow is supposed to have a hearing next week, so maybe we'll record again later. But in the meantime, we are surviving. This is a message from quarantine. Yes. If anyone hears this, stay strong. We love you. Sending thoughts and prayers, because that's all we can do. Fuck your thoughts and prayers.
You know, wait, real quick. Right? I saw a meme the other day. A stupid ass meme. It was a cliff, and there was a person standing on the cliff, and then there was another person hanging from the cliff. And the person standing on the cliff is saying, "I'm sending you thoughts and prayers." The person hanging from the cliff is like, "Fuck your thoughts and prayers."
You're like, it's not helping at all. I'm really at that point where I was just like, I went out to get dinner the other night, and George, who never does this, George was like, "I think you need to pick up some alcohol." I was like,
yeah,
that sounds like a great idea. And I totally went to the liquor store, which I have not done in years. I have not gone to a liquor store. It's not that I don't want to drink. I just haven't been brought to that point. But I was. So,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I repainted TJ's desk. It's still in the garage, and he's about to be home. Okay. I got to go. All right. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
I love your faces. Please stay strong. So until next time, I'm Lar Mac.
I'm Jessica James.
Love your faces.
Keep it sane.
Like what you hear? Rate and review on iTunes and be entered into our monthly drawing for a $50 Amazon gift card. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TPM_Laura, LARA, and TPM_Jesse James, JESSIJAMES. You can also check out the Parent Memoirs Facebook page or the Parent Memoirs page on qisandcucumber.com. We also want to hear your advice, stories, feedback, and show suggestions. Email us at theparentmemoirs@yahoo.com, and you may hear them on a future episode. Stay strong, mommies and daddies. Love your faces.